who've been up there with like Barksdale and like Avon and shit like that. But somewhere on one of them branches is Adam 22 in the No Jumper Crip podcast, bro. I'm telling you. You guys are probably not going to jail because, like I said, you got WACK 100. He got 100 Bloods, 100 Crips, and he got 100 police, and he got 100 high-ranking people from that community. This nigga is dangerous, bro. This nigga is dangerous.
DJ Bandana.
Real quick disclaimer, so I know this video is for you, right? If you're the type of person that's OG, triple OG, I'm talking about you go out of your way to make sure people know that you OG, triple OG, you bang this, you bang that. But then, when you on the platform with Adam 22, he playing in your face, you do absolutely nothing, but you get tough with a nigga that's built like he in a sweat bag all the time. Like this nigga Poetik flakko is built like, you know niggas that be at like Delaware Park when you working out that never lose weight, but that's always running around with a big ass sweat bag. Poetik flakko like he got one of them shits on all the time, and this is the person that you want to get tough with. This video is probably not for you.
You do that somewhere else, bro. Just don't do that with me no more. I'm gonna warn you now in front of everybody. If you do it again, it's what it is.
But do what though?
And if you're the type of person that swear you on parole, you're not trying to go back to prison, you're not trying to snitch, not trying to tell on yourself, but you get on a public platform dissing a nigga that poses no threat to you at all, period. This nigga poses no physical threat to you at all, but you go out of your way to give law enforcement exactly what they need to arrest your dumb ass. This video is probably not for you.
Nah, you know where I'm from?
What? No, like what? Like the gang stuff, or like where you from?
So yeah, the gang stuff.
Oh, again, I heard from people that you're from Grape, but I don't want to.
Last but not least, if you're the type of person that let a grown ass man, I'm talking about a grown ass man, talk to you, like I mean, he was talking down to you, Poetik flakko. Like listen, at the end of the day, you're a man, bro. If you're the type of person that let somebody talk down to you crazy like that, and your only response is, can I ask a question? This video is probably not for you.
I'll fuck you up, or whoever else with you. And my hood standing behind me. My name is the street.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Keep that shit PG-13, you hear me? Cause I'm rated R, you hear me?
Yeah, but question though, can I ask you a question though? Or no, damn.
I'll fuck you up, or whoever else with you. And my hood standing behind me. My name is the street.
Wait, can I ask you a question though?
Keep that.
Did he just say, wait, can I ask you a question? Bro, listen to how he talk. Like, we're gonna finish the video. I'm actually editing the video. This is gonna be on YouTube in like 5 minutes. But bro, my response would not, the way he was just talking, my response, can I ask you a question? Bro, you was better off just saying like, yo, can I use the bathroom and just pull it off, bro? Just pull you up, bro. As you can see, this video ain't for either one of those niggas because it couldn't be me, bro. It couldn't be me, bro. Like, did you hear the way that he was talking to Poetik flakko? Like, at the end of the day, did Poetik flakko, he gave his opinion, bro. This is y'all fault. I'm gonna give y'all the real. This is y'all fault. 03 Greedo, Adam 22, 80, all y'all academics. This is y'all fault. We're gonna get into it why it's y'all fault, but just as a man, Poetik flakko, just as a man, right? First of all, let me give you some advice, some real advice, Poetik flakko. This from this on my daughter, bro. This on my daughter Shami, bro. This real advice. I'm gonna get this out the way first for you. This real advice. Get out of LA, bro. Get out of LA. If you plan on really like growing and doing this like YouTube thing and this platform, if you plan on being able to do what I do and like freely give your opinion, bro, you got to get out of LA. You got to get out of LA, and I'm explaining to you why. Because you're thinking that you're safe. You don't understand that video that you were in right there. You were thinking that you were around a bunch of homies. Oh, ADM is cool. You know what I'm saying? These are homies and all that. Nah, bro, they locked in. You're an outsider, bro. You didn't catch it, but you actually got set up in that video. 80, you're a wild boy, bro. I mean, I respect it, bro. I respect it because he is an outsider. I did the same thing. Let an outside nigga be on the platform with me. It's like, I ain't gonna backdoor a nigga. Like I'm saying, I ain't gonna let them, you know what I'm saying, physically do something to a nigga, something like that. But I seen what you did, bro. We're gonna get into that. But secondly, 03 Greedo, bro. I respect you, bro. I honestly, I don't know anything about you besides when I watched the Adam 22 interview. That's when I actually started learning about you. I went back, listened to the music. I'm like, you know what? This dude is pretty cool. Some of his music is pretty nice. The interviews and shit was dope, and like that. So I say this with the utmost respect, bro, but I don't care if you're from Grape Street, Lemon Street, Orange Street, Main Street. Nigga, you could be from motherfucking any street, bro. As men, bro, you totally violated that man, bro. And you didn't have that same energy when Adam 22 was playing in your face. You didn't have that same energy when a lot of people was playing in your face. A lot of people that's in that same room, you could be mad at, and you actually, you know what? I can't even hold this Poetik flakko. This is how you know that you really like in danger, because listen to how he was talking to those niggas, bro. Listen to how 03 Greedo be talking. Like, I can say this about 03 Greedo. He keeps the same energy and he really is who he say he is. But do you think, for one, that you say being with AD in him and listen to how he even talked to those niggas, bro. Listen how he talked to those niggas, bro, at the end of the day. But let's get started. It's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected, Mr. Hashtag IAmBuffalo. This shit got me hot, bro. Because I remember years ago when, you know what, let's get started.
Them long nights that make you question if you live a long life. Figure deal me, we gon' go to war before a nigga kill me. Staring up to God, asking questions, hope the nigga hear me. Wanna stand tall, you gotta hold your own. Shit, I still feel like I'm locked.
DJ Bandana.
What's going on, Bandana fam? It's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected, Mr. Hashtag IAmBuffalo. Listen, maybe this is your first time on my channel. I don't know. Maybe if this is your first time on the channel, I appreciate you checking out the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that share button. If you already tied in with DJ Bandana Black, maybe you heard me on radio, maybe I came to your city, maybe DJed a concert or something like that. Maybe I hosted a mixtape for an artist from your city or something like that. You already know. You're part of the DJ Bandana fan. You tied in. But listen, we got to talk about a real topic. It's not too many people who's going to speak the truth of the matter. Like, I'm going to keep it G with y'all. Honestly, it's not too many people outside of niggas that's like in the state of New York that's gonna say what I'm saying right now about who we saying it about. And the reason why is the same reason why I'm telling Poetik flakko is that you can't be in the midst of. Let's start here, right? So Adam22 has a platform that is built upon gang shit, bro. The No Jumper podcast. It wasn't. I'm not saying it was built upon that. What it is right now, it wasn't built upon that. What it is right now is just gang shit, bro. It's basically like the No Jumper Crips, bro. It's the No Jumper Crip podcast. Basically, it's the No Jumper Crip podcast, and WACK 100 is basically leaning on Adam22 for exposure for the bro. We know what's going on. At the end of the day, it's the No Jumper Crip podcast and Adam and WACK 100, and you know what I'm saying, leaning on niggas and shit like that. But you know, I got 100 Bloods, 100 Crips. You know he's from Ja Rule. Yo, I gotta leave this man alone. But listen, the reason why is because on that platform, right? You're surrounded by gang members, bro. At the end of the day, so you can't have a honest opinion because you're surrounded by gang members and your boss is a gang member. I know you're probably thinking like, nah, Adam22 is not a gang member. Fuck, he is. Y'all can't keep using that excuse, right? So if a nigga rode a BMX bike in Baltimore, right? I don't even know where he's from. If a nigga rode a BMX bike and was doing coke in Baltimore for 4 years, but then he runs the No Jumper Crip podcast for 15 years, that nigga's a gang member. He's not, he can't, I have nothing to do with this. I'm a BMX. No, nigga, you promote it, you a part of it too. Adam22, you're a No Jumper Crip, bro. At the end of the day, bro, that's what you bang. I swear, I put that on customer service civilians, bro. On customer service civilians, you're a gang member, bro. On parking lot pedestrians, you're a gang member, bro. So at the end of the day, on a platform like that, when you're working for a platform like that, you can't really have like an honest opinion because niggas like 03 Greedo, who are street niggas that do music, is gonna apply both. That's kind of the reason why I don't like WACK 100, because you gotta pick a side, bro. It's the music industry or it's the fucking gang shit, bro. You can't mix the two together. When you do, you have problems like this because what you guys do is you try to use people like academics, you try to use people like Poetik flakko, you try to use people like, I ain't gonna get into names, but I'm gonna say people that's not really, they don't really know shit about the streets, bro. That's not rooted in any of that. Never had a fight, never had an issue, never had an op, never shot, never did anything in their life at all, period. But because they know how to work the internet, know how to get views, know how to get clout, which is what you niggas try to do, you latch onto a nigga like that and make them feel empowered. So a nigga like Poetik flakko feels like he's qualified to even speak on certain things because you niggas empowered him. You niggas empowered the people that's empowered him and then letting him do that. But then when he feel that he has the full freedom to speak about what he want to speak about, then it's an issue, then it's a problem. That's sucker shit, bro. That's definitely sucker. That's not gangsta at all, bro. Like, go do the shit that you just did to him on the phone. Do that shit to some niggas that you got problems with, bro, because that shit was not gangsta to do that shit to a blogger talking about you'll do that to everybody. And at the end of the day, will you do that to everybody? Probably so. This nigga look crazy. This nigga got tattoos and shit all on his eyelids and shit like that. That nigga like he was in jail, like he looked like he was like poking niggas with his bare fingers in jail, bro. Leave that nigga alone. 03 Grill look like he look like he like really do the shit that he rap about. But at the end of the day, bro, do that shit with some niggas that's really about that action, that really got a problem with you. Like doing that shit with some bloggers and YouTube, at the end of the day, it's all exposure. When niggas is talking about you in a good light or talking about LA in a good light, then it's cool. But when niggas give an honest opinion, which was, now could it be wrong? Do I agree with his opinion? No. I don't think that I can't really say that the West Coast fell off because we don't really, it's its own like world, honestly. Like besides like the big artists that pop off, we don't really know. Like 99.9% of the niggas that be on No Jumper, I've never heard of in my life, never seen these people in my life. I only know about them because of the No Jumper Crip podcast. Like that's the only reason why I know about the whole, that's the only reason why I wouldn't even go there, because I know about the gang culture because of that. But Poetik flakko, you in a bad situation, bro. Like you got the exposure, your name is good, but you're making enemies and you still live, like you're still working, like operating in the area of like where the people that you're talking about. You can't do that. The reason why I'm saying people in New York is a little bit different because at the end of the day, you got to know how to talk. Like I don't think in this video I said I said some funny shit. Yeah, I said my own personal opinion, but I don't think I said anything that was just overly just disrespectful. Maybe what I said on customer service, civilians, stuff like that might have been too far. I was just being funny because y'all niggas be putting everything on everything. You know, we were just being funny. But anyways, Poetik Flakko, bro, you gotta get out of LA, bro. You gotta stop fucking with this. You gotta get out of LA. And Adam 22, at the end of the day, bro, you're a gang member, bro. You are an active gang member. Like in the court of law, like if they had like, you know, you be watching The Wire and they had like all the pictures and shit like that too. Like I'm not saying you might have been up there with like Barksdale and like Avon and shit like that, but somewhere on one of them branches is Adam 22 in the No Jumper Crip podcast, bro. I'm telling you. You guys are probably not going to jail because like I said, you got WACK 100. He got 100 Bloods, 100 Crips, and he got 100 police, and he got 100 high-ranking people from that community. This nigga is dangerous, bro. This nigga is dangerous, bro. Adam 23, this shit is wild, bro. And I don't see how y'all don't see this, bro. At the end of the day, y'all street niggas is getting... 03 Greedo, think about it like this, right? If you do something to Poetik Flakko, who wins? If you do something to Poetik Flakko, you do something to one of these bloggers, who wins? Because you don't. You go back to jail. Adam 22 gets views. That blogger probably sues you and still get views at the end of the day, bro. So either 100% doing the street shit or you doing the music shit, bro. This is where it becomes a problem. You can't do both. It's a music business. It's not the street business. You never heard niggas say, yo, I'm signed to street business. No, nigga, you signed to a music label, a business, and you a street nigga. You got to separate the two. When you get on, this really looked goofy, bro. At the end of the day, I was honestly disappointed because like I said, I knew nothing about 03 Greedo prior to him being on Adam 22 podcast. And like I said, I listened to music, read up a couple interviews and shit like that. And I was like, he kind of dope, but I didn't really hear anything else from him. Like I said, the shit from the West Coast, unless it really like, and like I said, he said he went platinum, double platinum, all types like that. I've never heard anything else from him at all, period, into this situation right here. And I think that this is disappointing because I was really hoping that it was gonna be like some new music, or you know what I'm saying, 03 Greedo finally got a feature with somebody, you know what I'm saying, popped off, and no, he's threatening a nigga built like he's wearing a workout outfit all the time, bro. That's just not gangster, bro. That's not gangster, bro. On customer service civilians, that's not gangster, bro. On parking lot pedestrians, that's not gangster, bro. Well, at least where I'm from, that's not gangster. Anyways, DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected. I'm probably about to go shoot pool or workout. I don't know. Y'all stay blessed. We out.
DJ Bandana Black and Doris Records.
Yeah, man. Bandana Black, you know, he always played local music, you know, for Buffalo, man. That was the only DJ we really had, you know what I'm saying? And he always showed love, man. He always been a fan, you know, since day one. I knew him before. I knew him before he was even Bandana Black, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like when he became, you know, on the radio, a radio DJ, man, he just always showed love, man. So, you know, definitely shout out to Bandana Black.
Yeah, Bandana Black. DJ Bandana.